How to roll like a pro. Now I am showing how to roll. Now I'm showing how not to roll. Did you spot the difference? We should strive for long deep pushes and let the arms rest on the way back to the push rim. It looks something like this. Here's how we shouldn't do. Short aggressive pushes going back the same way we came. So much energy and shoulder wasted here. Here's the long pushes that spares on the shoulders and lets us half time rest. It's a big difference. This is also a fave of mine. This is something else, but it works with good music. Roll on, brothers and sisters, and do it the correct way. Keep it wheel. A crucial skill to not become roadkill is to be able to hop up curbsides and ledges. A great practice to gain control of your front wheels is to do long wheelies downhill. As you can see, my front wheels are just above ground, which is enough to practice control. Only use one push to lift your front wheels. We don't want to be pumping pushes, that would leave us with less control. It is preferred to not lift our front wheels too high, just enough is optimal. Though I prefer to go full Rambo, but it uses up more power and is clunkier. When your front wheels are on top of the ledge, you want to flip the pressure from your back wheels to them. I will demonstrate on a bigger curb so it's easier to see. Here I am first lifting my front wheels, then the rest is following up with the hop. I'm kinda using the front wheels as a springboard to get the bounce. The pressure is going somewhat like these arrows are showing. I'm just trying to be as light as possible while moving forward. That's about it. Remember to have fun with the wheelchair, everyone. And yeah, keep it wheel. Going down ledges is a skill too. Use one controlled motion to lift your front casters like this. Land on all four wheels or the back wheels a short moment before the front wheels hit the ground. If you want to roleplay a catapult, you can land on the front wheels like this. Here's an example on how I would do a ledge like this. Same principle applies to higher ledges. Practice wheelies and lower ledges before you practice high trafficked roads. This is how I go down on the ground. I fling my legs to the right, slide my left leg down, do a Tarzan yoga and bam. I usually take the left side cause I have the brake on the right side, which sometimes gets stuck in the pocket or worse. And keep it wheel. Important it is to maneuver the wheelchair like a pro. To achieve pro status, we need to use our body to its limit. Use every single movement you can to control the flow. I use my body and the environment just as much to twist, turn, pull and push myself around. As you can see here, I use furniture and my body to make smooth movements. If you want a smooth daily life, you want smooth movements. Like that, you see. Here I am rolling with a cup of hot coffee, basically only using the walls and my body for speed. Zoom. It's also important to have a custom well-adjusted wheelchair that fits you perfectly, so you become one with the wheelchair and your movements translate directly at your will. Now, maneuver it like a pro and keep it wheel. Steep up and down hills, that's something we gotta be able to handle too. Going down you can be smooth sailing like this to not speed up like crazy. Make sure to be laid back and chill whilst looking cool to handle this situation correctly. If you feel like going full Rambo, it is preferred to do it on the back wheels. This makes a faceplant more distant and you will probably burn your hands. Try to grip as little as possible to not make any unnecessary friction. If you have full hand control, I'd suggest not using rubber for more control. Uphill. If the uphill is too steep, you can zigzag it like this. Make sure to take long and deep pushes to gain momentum. When needed, you can lock the brakes and chill sideways like this. I like to use the environment as help for some variation. You can also bring an ally for some quality time together. And check how strong your bond really is. Keep it wheel. It's important to know how to guide people who help us up a set of stairs. It's optimal with one in the front and one in the back. Help as much as you can with your arms and body. If there's no rails, you can help by pulling the wheels like this. The hero in the back pulls from the handle or handlebars. My hero is tall, and if you have a reliable rope he could pull in that, like I've shown in the wheelie tutorial. My hero in the front is keeping me from catapulting forward and helping the push. I have giants to help me, but it's very possible with a tinier crew. And remember to flip the anti-tippers in. There is no need for anyone to lift the wheelchair. Pull and push this way to make it smooth. Hero in front holds the front frame. Thanks boys, and keep it wheel. Escalator up and down with the wheelchair. Always check the rails first. If rails are too fast or loose, you might want to re-grip a few times. No problem, but it's good to be aware of. When boarding, aim your front casters on one step and the big wheels on the step behind. Well, that escalated quickly. Lean forward and stay focused. When coming to the top, put one hand on the wheel for the coming ledge. Here you want to apply some force so you get off the escalator without flipping. Help with the well-timed push. Going down is pretty similar. Aim your wheels as you did before and seriously lean forward. You can see how my wheels are here and that I'm holding both rails and leaning forward. Like that. When reaching the bottom, look under your shoulder for the ledge and once again help with the well-timed push. Hold on to one rail to get all the way off. You will get comfy with it just after a few tries. Have a nice day everyone and keep it wheel. Climbing stairs with the wheelchair. Roll up to the stairs and grab the rails with the arm that's on the opposite side of the rail. Basically, one arm controls the body and one arm controls the chair. Lift your front casters just above the next step to prepare your climb to the next. Start by pushing the wheel side and then tilt back to the other side. First the wheel side up. Then swing the chair with your body like this. Go back and forth with your arms to match the movement and try to never release the rails for safety reasons. You can see how I am doing here. Avoid getting too close to the wall/rails as you might get stuck, as you can see me doing here. Few staircases are gonna be perfect. Some are long, some are deep, some are short, some you can't rest on, etc. Figure out all the unique details by doing it yourself. If you have any questions or suggestions, I answer every comment and private message. Keep it wheel. Going downstairs with a wheelchair. Now when you know how to climb upstairs, it would be good to come down too, wouldn't it? Well, this is one way I see people doing it. One arm on the rail and one on the wheel. Then just slowly going backwards like this. Bam. Though, myself I prefer using both arms on the rail, then just going down in full Tarzan mode like this. Bam bam bam. It is much quicker if you're down with it, you know. As with everything, you will have to do a small stunt show. As you can see, I'm leaning forward to not flip over, though not too much so the chair doesn't go rolling on its own, which I have never seen, but it's probably possible if you don't have a seatbelt, or if you want to. If there's rails on both sides you can go down like this. It's cool and all and you can go really fast if you want to. Stay down to earth fellas and keep it wheel. Wheelies downstairs is a nice skill to know when you wanna be fast or there's no rails to hold on to. Find a safe spot with only one stair drop to practice on. You want to be pretty comfy with the wheelies when doing this the first time. You want to stop after each stair and pull the pressure as the blob points, otherwise you will go like this, which is nice when there's only a few stairs, but this is the controlled way of doing it which allows you to climb down an infinite number of stairs with ease. Pull the push rims back after each stair to stop the momentum. As you can see, it's a pretty controlled way of doing it, slow and steady. Blob shows where the pressure goes again. Blob is showing how my arms are controlling the wheelchair to make the momentum stop. Practice in this order and you will know it by no time. It's a bit fearful at first, especially when going into longer stairways. But push through, focus and have fun.
Okay, you can try.
Okay, try.
Have your ally tie a rope around the handlebar. Your ally will keep you from falling over. This is a great safety when you practice all kinds of wheelies. Find the balance point, focus intensely and play around. It's easy as that. Do it on a safe ground, maybe from the starters, maybe on grass. Have the ally help you and yeah, and then just play around. And yeah, keep it wheel. It gives a huge chunk of freedom to be able to shower anywhere you want. At friends, tight hotels, and yeah, everywhere, you know. Have some kind of cushion to sit on. I love the Roho adapter. A quick tip when water is involved is to have rubber waterproof seating. Then just put it on like this. And then just put a plastic bag over your back and bam, waterproof. The most important skill is to be able to do the floor to chair transfer. I have a video that can help you with that. Now you can sit softly anywhere to shower. Any shower works now, even these small prison ones. Just sit on the floor and chill out. Make sure to bring this down before you, but be careful cause it's a bit sketchy in hard and wet surfaces. The fucking wheel, and keep it wheel. Floor to chair transfer as a paraplegic. First get comfy on the ground. Park your wheelchair about 90 degrees from you. I use the fist for extra height. Make sure to not slip or you will hurt your wrist. Do this in one controlled motion. You really want to fly with your butt, so make sure to lean forward and swing that butt to the roof. This is the hard part cause there might be a mental blockage to swing around with the butt wildly like this. For real. You can remove the sides to not land on them when you're unsure. You can practice from heights to make the transfer easier. I am leaning my knees against the bar and holding my outer leg with my teeth. Here I am showing it in slow motion. When landing you can climb your legs like a ladder. My body is different than yours and I've seen a million ways to get up to the chair. If there's a will, there's a way. Practice, focus and use the full potential of your unique body. Keep it wheel. At some point we have to go up super duper high ledges. Then there's no other option than to jump out of that chair and do some tough work. When doing the first transfer, make sure to check the balance of the chair so you can support and push yourself on it. Find stability, preferably, how do you pronounce that word? Preferably, something to hold on to and lift the chair up to a plateau. Bam. Do a floor to chair transfer up into your chair. And voila, you just gain some altitude. This is the normal way to transfer though, which I recommend and is how I usually do it. It's much safer and wiser. As you probably can see. Keep it wheel folks and never ever freaking give up. Traveling by flight. This is the lovely, oh so gorgeous transfer chair you will have to board a plane on. Make the transfer and tell your wheelchair goodbye. Bring the loose parts like the sides and the cushion with you. When you book assistance, you might have two lovely helpers like these two as your allies. On long flights, ask them to keep the transfer chair on the plane if you need to go to the toilet. There's also pills that gives your bladder a rest. You can sit on your cushion to not get sit sores. Going out the plane is the same. Thank those who help you. I carry my luggage in my lap. I know some people who use the forks too. These are the different codes you will have to book your flight in. Your normal chair should be waiting outside the plane. Happy travels and keep it wheel. Okay, how to get up on high docks. If there's a 90-degree ledge like this, you can do like this. Like that. Take a good grip. The first thing you want to care about in the morning is your coolness factor. When looks are achieved, you can go on with your day. Write something super awesome about yourself. I tend to keep it simple. I rock. Yep. Now this is the usual way I do bed to chair transfers. I park my wheelchair smartly and hop over. At home, this is how I do it. I have to park my wheelchair straight, so I jump straight, like that. Then I back up and put my legs into place. That's it, and it's not super hard when you practice a little bit. But the hard part is the softness of the bed, I would say. Shout out to the coolest kids, Hilda, Arvid and Gusten. Keep it wheel. High vehicle transfer. First we need to think about how our legs are gonna act when doing the transfer. Like how the knees are gonna bend, etc. Like that, you know. From the outside it might look like this. The base principle is to have one arm on the seat and one arm somewhere stable and comfy on the door. Here's another example. Going down, you want the wheelchair closely parked, one arm on the chair and one arm inside. But no one does it better than Don Carleone.
Don Carleone.
Keep it weird. Sleeping positions as paralyzed. We already suffer from a lot of pain caused by the injury, so it feels unnecessary to get more pain from bad sleeping habits. We can use towels for lumbar or neck support. Using a towel for the neck instead of a pillow for the head when laying on our back is superb. This is just a friendly reminder to have a recheck on how your body is aligned when you sleep. I don't move at all while I sleep since the spinal cord injury happened. So I am gonna lay as I fall asleep for 8 hours, and having an overstretched neck for 8 hours is not gonna be so funny in the morning. We all had those mornings when everything hurts. Laying on the side, Bob and Brad taught me to use 3 pillows like this. And it's awesome. You can search for Bob and Brad on YouTube or go via my bio for 2 days. I hope you don't overlook this too easily. Keep it wheel and good night. You want the top of your fingers to reach the middle of the rim. You can change wheel size or cushion etc. to reach this. The 24s are practical because of their size. You can fit them into the trunk, bam, or into the car, under a table. Even maneuvering in tight spaces is easier with small wheels. It accelerates easier, but has less top speed than the big bros. It is lower, so you're further away from eye height, but it makes floor transfers easier. 25 inch is the middle ground, which I use, cause of better seating position, better push and more height. For 26 there's a massive market of wheels, off-road, low profile, etc. The important thing is to look on the rim measure and not out the rubber measure, like I'm demonstrating here. I think that if you're very long in general, you might want bigger wheels. And keep it wheel. Treating and avoiding urine tract infection. In the beginning when I injured myself I had UTI and UTI. It really sucked the crap out of me. The docs always prescribed me antibiotics, which sure got rid of the UTI, but always screwed me over in another way. At first it was a bit scary, but nowadays I always treat the UTIs on my own. I drink plenty of water daily, and sometimes the UTI symptoms might come, but it might just be to drink more water. I drink minimum a few teaspoons of apple cider vinegar daily, and also implement some lemon into my diet. I rarely have UTIs nowadays, but if it feels like it's coming up, I start taking cranberry pills. I'm my own doc nowadays. Hope you can be rid of UTIs. Bless you and keep it wheel. A common question I get is how I am driving my car. The solution for a paraplegic is pretty simple. I have a joystick which if I pull will accelerate. And if I push, it will brake. There's 4 buttons on the joystick. Right is right blinkers, left is left, thumb is full beam, and the middle one is wipers and windshield washer. It's pretty simple and straightforward as you can see. The car is my biggest freedom since the injury happened. Imagine rolling around this landscape for half a year. Oh. Keep it wheel, drive safely, and thank you to all my friends who helped me to get this car.
Keep it wheel!
Vad fan i helvete?
Practice for both seasons! We convert the car to a sleeping van. First off, we bought for 20 euros this sheep mattress, 2 meters long, 120 broad or wide. So it works, it's as big as our bed at home. And then we have sleeping bags and etc. And well, sleeping, let's jump in like this. As you can see, there's lots of space here, nemas problemas, but the thing is, when we go to the next, when we start driving again, or when we go sleeping, we put all the stuff in the front, or up to the roof box, where Linnea, because I can't really reach there, but Linnea puts all the stuff there, and then tomorrow we will take the stuff from the front seat and put it here, and when we drive, Linnea builds and debuilds the wheelchair and puts it in here. Just switch around a little bit. Something sketchy with my wheelchair. Aha! It's a toilet! Because when we go camping, this is where we can bring this in the trunk. It works like a charm. You just go out in the woods, dig a little digger, and just sit there, watch reindeer, read some Donald Duck's pocket books or anything, and you can take a shit anywhere. So, but we're gonna build like one of those chairs that it takes less space because you can't really this one. So we're gonna build another one, but this works for whatever reason, or if you're out camping, you can use one of these.
Jag förstår.